Hello, welcome to the Sacred Ceremony Vlogmas, Day 2. While you are welcoming yourself into the sacred portal, I am going to light a candle. And it's with this candle that I light that we welcome all of you, all of our precious hearts and souls into the sacred space, as well as all of your beloved dead, all of your ancestors, all of your healthy, kind, and loving and wise guides. And I am going to go ahead and chime the crystal singing bowl. And I invite us to slowly take in a breath through our heart center, holding that breath, feeling your pulse, slowly exhaling, holding that exhale. And welcoming your mind, your body to be here for this time together. This is day 2, and it's Thursday, December 5th, 2024. As always, I don't know what I'm going to say or how we're going to spend this time together. And I'm always curious if it's even enough just to spend time together. So often we're hungry. We're hungry for stimulation. We have a very consumerism mindset. We want the flashy things, the sweet things, more, more, more. And entering into sacred ceremony, at least for me, feels like we are getting more, but via the way of less. How is less more? What moments do you experience in your own life where less is more? There's many ways that we could explore that. Less housework is more free time. Less noise can be more peace. Maybe take a moment just to hold that contemplation inside your own heart. Where is less more? And can we invite that contemplation into other areas of our life throughout our day? Where maybe we're lost and caught up in the rat race of more. or avoidance, distracting, the world of distraction. Entering into sacred ceremony, or as yesterday, I called it graceful awareness, which I really like. We become present. And when we become present, we're not searching or seeking anymore. When we become present, it seems like not that there isn't a past or a future anymore, but that we're not concerned with that timeline anymore. We're here now. We're present. And our mind likes to travel that timeline. So many of our small self voices try to convince us that if we're not traveling that timeline, we're not doing enough. We're not enough. We're somehow failing at life. And it's funny to me that while we're traveling that timeline and listening to that small self voice of not enoughness, we're rarely satisfied. We might get an itch scratched for a moment. But we're rarely satisfied and content. So even while we're chasing the more, any place other than what's right here now, we're not really fulfilled. That's another contemplation. Where is the more less fulfilling, less satisfying? Where is less more fulfilling, more satisfying? Being in these sacred ceremonies together is actually enough. We don't need all the bells and whistles, all the fancy digital graphics and AI. And I know that we've trained ourselves to believe with marketing how to make things grab people's attention. And unfortunately, a lot of those things are trigger points. Traumas, sexuality, exploitation, or unrealistic aesthetics, where we put a shiny gloss on everything to the point where it's not even really edible anymore. It can even be poison, but it looks pretty. And we could go and explore this with so many areas, with our beauty products, with the way that so many of us have just grew up used to cleaning our homes, different products. eating behaviors. How many of you have been inside someone's home that looks picture perfect, but it doesn't feel cozy? It doesn't feel lived in. It doesn't feel like you could be yourself and relax. Make a mess, do an art project, make a meal. How many of us have got ourselves all dialed up and then try to protect ourselves from the weather? I don't want to mess up my makeup or my hair or my clothes, my nails. And bringing these topics into contemplation isn't to bring up shame or judgment. It can activate that inside people, but that's not what we're doing here. We're doing this just to notice where less is more and where more is less. And to invite in diverse conversations, diverse perspectives, with an open and loving and curious heart and mind. So I'm just dropping in and feeling into this space together. And just asking if maybe I'll draw another mushroom medicine oracle card from the deck that I created. I have a beautiful daily devotional by Nepo, the Book of Awakening, right here. I'm definitely, feeling like I'm going to open that. So just like I drew a card yesterday, you can do this with anything. I'll just walk us through it. So this is my tried and true and loved and old, worn out copy. I do soul sessions as a therapist, and I utilize these resources with clients as well as with myself and family and friends. But a lot of times I just bring whatever I'm going to open or flip through or draw a card or whatever it is to my heart. And I feel my feet. My feet are on the floor right now. So wherever your feet are, you can still feel them and make connection through feeling. And when I feel my feet, it helps ground and anchor and tether me to the earth. Helps me to get out of my mental realm of thinking. It helps me to move down through the body, down all the way down until I get to my feet, which right now are touching the floor and connected to the earth through the floor. And I'm opening my heart. And in the spirit of this less is more is less contemplation today, I just invite us to ask this Book of Awakening with the beautiful author and poet Nepo to guide my fingers and my hands and my heart and my intuition to exactly the right page for all of us in this time and space, in this moment. That was quick. Sometimes I flip through a few times, but this one I felt really guided. So I have no idea what I opened to, and now I'm just going to read it, and we'll go on the journey together. So for those of you who like to know page numbers or dates, because numbers have a significance with numerology, I will just share. So I opened to page 338, and it's a daily devotional. So the date is October 14th. And ironically, the title of it is At the Pace of Creation. Feels like I want to just swim in that contemplation for a while. At the pace of creation. The first breath is always life-giving. Slowly, how we think and feel and take in the world is directly related to being centered. The wisdom traditions all have some form of meditation or prayer that is aimed at slowing us into this center, where the very pace of creation breathes. In their own way, all spiritual practices help us reclaim this centeredness. Because being centered in this way plunges us again and again into that unseeable stream in which life is continually vital and refreshed. At the pace of creation, all things breathe the same way. So when we slow and open and center ourselves, we breathe in unison with all of life. And breathing this way, we draw strength from all of life. When we slow down and breathe, we reach like trees into everything open and whole. Whole skies of cloud drift in unison with the dreams of an entire people. If we can slow to the pace of creation, truth will sweep like a flock of birds from the mountains we climb. At the pace of creation, the beginning enters us and we are anew. When courageous enough to relax, our soul open, the pace at which our mind thinks slows to the pace at which our heart feels. And amazingly, together, they unfold the rhythm with which our eyes can see the miracle waiting and all that is ordinary. I want to read that sentence again. When courageous enough to relax our soul open, the pace at which our mind thinks slows to the pace at which our heart feels. And amazingly, together, they unfold the rhythm with which our eyes can see the miracle waiting and all that is ordinary. Can you feel that? Where less is more, where more is less. So with every passage in this Book of Awakening, there's also a short meditation or exercise exploration. So let's go ahead and do that together too. Close your eyes. Slow your breathing. Just like we did earlier, you can inhale as if breathing through your heart, holding the breath on the inhale, feeling those rhythms of your pulse. Slowly exhaling, holding the exhale, feeling those rhythms. Inhaling slowly, holding the breath. Slowly exhaling, holding the breath. Slow your breathing until you feel centered. You can feel your feet if they're on the floor. Once centered, open your eyes and breathe in unison with the life around you. Breathe with life. And as you speed up during your day, take a slow breath in unison with something small that is near you. At the Pace of Creation by Mark Nepo in his book, The Book of Awakening. How perfect is that? How absolutely perfect. And with that, I'm going to blow out the candle. And I'll chime the singing bowl again to bring our time together today to a close. At the pace of creation. All my love and blessings, and I'll see you tomorrow.